I think one of the biggest questions that we're wrestling with, and by those of us who have left the Academy of Arts in the last decade or two, and maybe some of us who are still there, or some folks who are still there, I think one of the biggest questions we wrestle with is this a ministry or is this a cult? I know it's something that has been asked several times. The conversation has gone back and forth trying to figure it out. And I wanted to do a video that really will set the tone for the rest of this series. This really brings the understanding of a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about. And that's trying to address the question, is this a ministry or is it a cult? Hi, I'm Peter Hainsworth. I was at the Academy of Arts for 5 years, both as student and staff. I was raised in a cult, and I broke out of both of those cults. So the question, is it a cult or is it a ministry as it claims? Let's take a look first at the definition of a cult. So the definition is this: cults often exhibit a charismatic leader, isolation from the outside world, and a pressure on members to conform to specific beliefs and behaviors. Now, that is a very high level of a cult. If you really want to know more about this, there was a Facebook post by an individual who put this out there of the 11 characteristics or components of a cult. Take a look on that. That can help you a lot there, or reach out to me. I can give you some answers. We're going to stick with the high level for this video. So let's break it apart piece by piece and match it up to what we know about this organization. So first of all, charismatic leader. Does this organization have a charismatic leader? You betcha. I don't know where that came from, but yes, absolutely, 100%. The leader of the organization has the ability to bring people alongside them, convince them of a cause that's not their own, encourage them to change their entire belief system, and to follow without question because they've been given some sort of special revelation from God or whatever it may be, right? Or interpretation of the Bible. So yes, absolutely a charismatic leader. All right, so check box number 1. Number 2, isolation from the outside world. Absolutely, unquestionably, a part of this organization. In fact, in their statement of beliefs, which I'll put up here, there are 2 things that are brought out here in this below that state, 1, they are absolutely for separation, which is not taught in the Bible. And if you want to know more about that, hit me up, let me know. And number 2, an aggression against differing beliefs. It's basically saying we believe that we want to come out of the world, be completely separate in our own little bubble, and we're going to teach you our own systems and beliefs, and we're going to actively be aggressive and fight against any other perspective, belief, or view outside of what we say. Last step of this, pressure on members to conform to specific beliefs and behaviors. Again, that's what this is. That's what they do. I personally have experienced this. This is not just hearsay. Sure, there are stories out there, but this is not just hearsay. I have experienced this for myself. When I started with the organization, I did not have a firm belief in a specific translation. I was convinced halfway through that another translation that I was not using was the most accurate one that could possibly be used. In fact, it was even stated at one point that it was more accurate than the original Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic of the biblical texts that it was written in. It's just wild claim, right? Regardless of whether that's true or not, it doesn't really matter. The point is, they beat me down to the point where I had to accept that. It was insane. So we can very clearly see, and I hope this has helped bring some encouragement, but we've got a charismatic leader. We have isolation. If you're not within the bubble that they have created of their own culture, you do not exist. Just leave for a couple months and tell me I'm wrong. There will be no one reaching out to you. There will be no one contacting you. There will be no one checking in to make sure you're okay, asking you if you're coming back. Those things don't exist. If you are out of sight, you are out of mind, you don't exist in their bubble. Pressures on members to conform to specific beliefs and behaviors. Again, that's very clear. They have their own set of rules. They have their own set of moral rules outside of just administrative rules. If you're an organization, there's obviously going to be administrative rules. But these rules go beyond that. They even dictate what you can and cannot discuss while you are there, including certain theologies and concepts around the Bible. This is pure and simple manipulation and control. That's all it is. It's very quick and easy to see that this is a cult and not a ministry. If Christ were to show up today, would he encourage the activities, the belief, and the structure of this organization, or would he decry it for them being pharisaical and wrong and adding to the scripture? Hope that helps. Looking forward to seeing you on the next video.